Hey guys, Randy here. I'm a realtor with NextHome Treasure Valley here in the Boise, Idaho, Mountain Home, Idaho areas. This week we're going to be talking about, is Boise a good place to live? I got 5 reasons why I say it is, so stick around to hear those. Thanks. Hey guys, like I said in the introduction, today's video is about, is Boise, Idaho a good place to live? Before that though, I am a realtor here in the Boise, Idaho, Mountain Home, Idaho areas. So if you're looking for a realtor, I'd love to help you out. My information is in the description below. But now let's go ahead and get to today's show. So number 1, there is relatively low traffic in the area. And I know this kind of contradicts my previous video, which was things I wish I had known before moving to Boise, because it can get congested here in the area. However, overall, there's a lot less traffic in the Boise area than in more major areas. And that's something that, I've heard many people talk about. I've experienced myself. Can it get bad? Yes. Sometimes it's very predictable, it's the end of work or the, typical work hours. So the connector gets really congested, or maybe Eagle gets a little congested. And sometimes there could be an accident or something like that, which can lead to congestion, of course. Something to keep in mind, but for the most part, the traffic is relatively low here. So number 2 is the housing costs is relatively low according to redfin.com. The median home price in Boise is $538,700 compared to the national median of $438,483. So that is a lot larger of a number. However, these prices and daily expenses are lower than in larger metropolitan areas such as Seattle, Washington, where the average home price is $885,000. So even though the housing on the national average, it is a little bit higher here in Boise especially than what it used to be, of course, meaning you can still get more value out of your house here in the Boise area than maybe in like a Seattle, Washington, or other major areas. So something to keep in mind, the housing is a little bit more costly here. However, compared to major metropolitan areas, it is still relatively affordable, depending on what you're looking for, of course. Number 3 is the shopping in Boise. I've kind of touched on this also in previous videos, but we have the Village Mall that has lots of, your major stores. The Village Mall is kind of like a fashion mall. Like there's a lot of fashion outlets. We also have the Boise Mall, which is still going nice and strong also. So you have these 2 malls in the area that you can choose from. And one is outdoor, one's indoor. They both have pluses and minuses. Of course, in the winter, the indoor mall sounds like it might be more advantageous. However, there's some really cool stuff that you can experience at the Village Mall in the winter. Like they have a skating rink, and it's decorated really well. It's very Christmassy. That's just 2 of the places to go shopping here. We also talked about Shields before coming to town, and there's other shopping areas actually just spread out throughout the whole Boise area. So if you're someone who is looking to move to the area and you're worried that your favorite store won't be here, it's probably going to be here. I would just do a quick Google search, but not only is there one, you probably find a couple of those locations here in town. Number 4 is going to be their outdoor recreation and scenic beauty. We talked before about the Boise Greenbelt, which is, I believe it was 25 miles throughout the heart of the city. It's a tree-lined walking path that follows the river, and I got some footage of it. I did do about maybe a quarter mile to a half mile walk on it, but there's so much more that the Greenbelt offers, and I'm still planning on doing a video specifically on the Idaho Greenbelt. But that's definitely some of the beauty, but all around, really. I mean, Boise is in the foothills, so you have the hills right to the north of the area. It's very tree lined. In fact, Boise is called the city of trees for a very good reason. I mean, there's just trees everywhere you go, especially in the housing areas, but all over. So you have this very beautiful environment all around you when you're in the Boise area. And then, like I said, the outdoor recreation. So you have multiple parks that you can actually experience this beautiful outdoor environment as well. I've talked to multiple people who have visited the Boise area for vacation or what have you, and then just fell in love and then ended up moving here. It's a great environment to bring your family to retire in. To just start your life in. Like, it's a great area. So definitely, if you are looking for a place that's very aesthetically pleasing, Boise might be on your list. So number 5 is the affordable cost of living, which may sound contradictory, but also according to redfin.com, Boise's average cost of living is 4% higher than the national average. However, once again, if you put those up against major metropolitan areas, Boise is quite a bit more affordable than those other areas. So are we the cheapest here? No. Are we the most affordable? No. However, if you're looking for kind of like a big city life, but in a smaller city, then Boise is probably the place to check out. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's a big city, because it's not. Boise loves being a smaller area, and there's a lot of people just not looking to be a major metropolitan area here. However, there's amenities and attractions and stuff like that that you would find in a bigger city while keeping the small town feel. So even though we're getting things like In-N-Outs and like the Shills and whatnot, there's still a lot of open land to go explore, and there's still outdoor, you can go hunting and fishing, and you can do all the stuff that makes Idaho and makes Boise. However, you can go to your favorite stores or restaurants, and you can find the entertainment that you can find in bigger places, but here in a smaller location. So that's my top 5 things, and I'd love to hear yours, and maybe I can actually put that in a future video. If, like I said earlier, you're looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your home, please contact me. My information is below. There is a Treasure Valley buyer's guide listed in the description below as well. It is outdated, meaning it's about 2 years old, I believe, but most of the information is still pretty accurate, and hopefully I'll be updating that here soon. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hope to see you next week, and yeah, thank you. Bye.